The meep of the alarm dragged me from the warmth of my quilt cocking and smack into Monday morning. I had to bat at it 4 times before it finally stopped and I found my glasses. 6 a.m. and still dark. But there was a certain milky quality leaking through the window that made my heart drop into my stomach. We'd lived in Rochester, New York just 6 weeks, and almost every night we had what the locals called the lake effect snow. A little dusting like powdered sugar. But the weather girl had been predicting the real deal for a week now, the first snowstorm of the season. Mom had headed southwest to sunny New Mexico at 18 to get away from Rochester winters. But after her layoff, we had moved back in the middle of my junior year. And since she's had bad back all her life, the shoveling would be all mine. Lake effect snow could be swept away, so I kept the broom on the porch and used it almost every morning, hating the way the cold fogged up my glasses, hating this new life in Rochester. I couldn't even imagine how long it would take me to shovel out, and I knew there'd be no snow day reprieve, not in Rochester. I peeped bleakly through the window. The cars and the fire hydrant were muffled in inches of cotton fluff, and the lazy flakes were still falling. I looked again, and 30 seconds later I was standing at the front door blinking in disbelief. The steps, the walkway, the entire length of our driveway were completely clear of snow, and there at the foot of our yard, someone had poked 2 eyes and a curving smile. I laughed, looking up and down the street, but I was alone. The thought of that smiley face kept my spirits up all day. I ticked through the possible do-gooders in my mind. The old couple across the street? No way. The guy to the right of us was away. Millie to the left of us shook her head when I asked her on my way back from school. Down the road, a car door slammed. There was that cute guy I had noticed raking leaves on moving day. Could it be? "Hey," I called. "Hi, by any chance?" He didn't even turn around, just hurried into the house. And I headed home trying not to let that closed door ruin my mood. I texted my friends in New Mexico 2 or 3 times a week. We Skyped each other pretty regularly, but somehow, instead of making them feel closer, it only reminded me of the happy life I had left. I hated that awful, fish out of water feeling, and the way everyone around me was already part of a crowd. It would have been fun to have someone besides Mom to laugh with about the mystery. But that evening's bitter wind and the lake effect snow covered the happy face, and with it went my smile. By the weekend, another storm was due. "I don't think the snow angel is going to turn up this time," I told Mom as we headed to bed. But I was wrong. It happened again and again. I saw it, the smiley face that lifted my spirits. The snow angel had been out early, and the accumulated snow was doing its best to erase it. I had an irrational desire to protect it somehow. This little symbol of simple kindness once again had made me forget that I was still the new kid in a cold, gray city. "But who could it be?" Mom asked. "I don't know," I replied, "but I'm going to find out." It was almost 2 weeks before the next big snowfall, and I was determined to learn the identity of my snow angel. I slept in my sweatsuit, my boots by the front door, and set my alarm for every half hour from 5 a.m. on. Meep. I swam to the surface from a dream of snow falling on the high desert near Santa Fe, reaching for my glasses. I peered out. The plow had passed. The street was the only gray blur in a white world. Maybe this time it would be my turn to dig out. I retreated under my quilt and hardly closed my eyes when meep, it was 5:30. I jumped awake to a dull scraping sound somewhere below. Bounding to the window, I saw a muffled figure digging its way down the walk. I raced down the steps into my boots and parka, throwing open the door. I called from the porch, "Hello? Excuse me." The figure didn't turn or stop. It just kept clearing the snow from the walk. I called again. No response. Must be listening to music, I thought as I picked my way down the steps, following the snow angels retreating back. It was taller than me, in a muffler, gloves, and a coat that looked warmer than my parka. "Hello?" I tried again. No response. Just before the figure reached the sidewalk, I tapped it on the shoulder, and suddenly I was looking into two startled blue eyes which lit up at once. My heart skipped a beat. It was the cute guy from down the block. He made a soft sound, stood the shovel in the snow, and dug in his pocket. "Hey, it's you," I began. "I want to thank," but his hand was on my arm. He shook his head, pointing to his ear, while he pulled out his phone quickly and he typed, "I'm deaf. My name is Andrew. Do you know sign language?" All at once, everything made sense. He hadn't been ignoring me. He hadn't heard me. I shook my head no, but I can learn, I thought. "Do you read lips?" I asked. He shook his head and typed again. "Missed too much. Welcome to the neighborhood." Then he held the phone out, smiling. I motioned for him to follow me to the porch. On the way, I started to slide, and instantly his arm was around me. I could feel myself blushing, thankful that the cold had put roses in my cheeks. On the porch, I typed, "My name is Sarah. Why are you so nice?" He laughed, reaching for the phone, then typed, "Saw you looking so sad. Wanted to see you smile." As we laughed together, I began to realize that life in snowy Rochester might not be so bad after all.